Hey guys, this is Aegis, and this is Game 2. This is going to be Shakura's Plateau. NrG's Monk is over here as the teal Protoss player. He's going to be playing against Infinity 7's Edge on the other corner of this map as the red Terran player. Infinity 7 is currently up 1-0. Monk is going to be trying to gain this momentum back for his team NrG, and Infinity 7's Edge is trying to extend that early lead that Torrent did leave him with. This is Shakura's Plateau, which is a very cool map. I love this map. It has this very straightforward push through the center that you can do, and it has these back expansions that you can take in the late game with rocks guarding these back areas. It's got these very nice nice expansions to take, very easily to take your natural expansion. Nice wide ramp here, but still very easily defendable. And this expansion over here by the Xel'Naga Tower, 2 Xel'Naga Towers in the center, going to give you huge vision here. And Monk over here, as the teal Protoss player, is going to be scouting forth with his probe, going to be throwing down his gateway as well. Pausing probe production there for just a second to get that gateway a smidge early on 12 food. So some players like to continue that probe production for forever, just getting as many probes out as possible. The probe does scoot by the Xel'Naga Watchtower. These Xel'Naga Towers do not have expiration dates, so they're for more builders. Remember to use the, I guess, the sodium BHT, whatever it is, on those towers, going to prevent them from rotting away and exploding. NrG's Monk over here, going to be throwing up a pylon in the corner, going to be getting up his cyber core in just a moment, mining the first gas. We'll see when he decides to take that second gas, and there's a cyber core going down. Edge over here getting up his orbital command. He has no gas, and Monk sees it. He knows that there will be a fast expansion coming out. There's a Marine trying to take out that probe. Looks like that probe will get away with 16 HP, and the command center does go down. Monk knows that this is coming up, so he doesn't need to see it because he did see the gas. And Monk over here with his assimilator continuing the mining over there. He is saving up minerals right now for that expansion, getting out the cybernetics core as well. Probe now headed over to that natural expansion. You're going to see that SCV blocking the natural expansion. Looks like Edge is going to be doing the dance that everyone does against Zerg, trying to prevent the natural expansion from coming down, but little does he know, the probe does not actually have enough money to be able to buy that expansion from its magical pack of buildings that just randomly show up on the field. I'm not sure how it works, but when our engineers try to figure that out, we will be able to rebuild America. Looks like Edge over here has his SCV a little bit trapped. The supply depot is now retracting into the ground. Command center coming up at the natural expansion, going to be throwing up an orbital command in just a second. Expansion is only just now starting for Monk. The warp gate tech is coming up for Monk as well. He's throwing down some additional gateways. We'll see if he decides to go for some sort of fast tech after this, throwing up his assimilator as well. This natural expansion is nearing, well, it's about halfway complete, and the expansion over here is now complete, and the orbital command is on the way. A stalker trying to poke in here and do some damage. Looks like the Marines going to be advancing forward and warding that away. Bunker coming up. Laggy, says Monk. Unfortunately, we are not casting live, so we will not be able to experience any of that wonderful lag. We've got the Marines advancing to the front, and there's me telling them that maybe we should pause. But it looks like some micro is going on. Robotics Bay coming up. And Edge says he feels the lag too. I sort of remember this happening. This is a really fast robotics facility coming up. So this is before even warp gates. So this is as fast of a robotics facility as you can possibly get. So we'll see him probably get an observer, see what his opponent is doing, and perhaps go for Colossus, which is a very much a staple unit for Protoss players in this match, in any matchup actually. So we've got the bunker now finished. Marines inside are going to be feeling a little bit safer than before. Engineering bay now finishing up. The tech lab is also researching the Stimpack upgrade. Marauders on the way. And a missile turret going to be coming up, making sure that no sort of funny cloaky business goes on. Stalker pokes in there, sees exactly what's going on, takes a couple of looks like not a couple of shots. Will be backing up. Single sentry going to be guarding the ramp at home. And more observers are popping out. Second observer is on the way, and a robotics bay is on the way as well. Third gateway finally on the way for Monk. He's spending all of his money, even chrono boosting probes, affording only 2 sentries for the defense right now. He's got a single stalker up at the front, making sure that his Terran opponent does not just run out across the map. And Edge over here actually has plenty of army to be able to break the very thin defense here from NrG's Monk. But additional gateways are on the way. The robotics facility is selected, and a Colossus is on the way with only just 2 sentries and a single stalker. Where did that stalker go? And there he is. He missed the Xel'Naga tower. Going to be hanging out in the bushes over there. Second assimilator is complete, so this is even faster than Colossus than Torrent went for in that first game. And with the extended thermal lance, third and fourth gateways now finishing up. The probes being rallied over here. Going to pause that probe production to be able to get out those fast Colossus. And he does know that those units are advancing out across the field. Looks like they will be pausing at the Xel'Naga tower. More units being warped in. 2 sentries with almost full energy. 1 additional sentry is spawning there just now. And a Colossus out in the field. Chrono boost going down on the robotics facility. Not quite having enough to make that second Colossus as of this moment. And Edge over here actually has a window where he can try to do some damage, but it looks like he's waiting for some additional units. Combat shield coming up. Factory is also finishing up. Azella is going to be scouting down the ramp a little bit. The Colossus getting into position. Second Colossus is being chrono boosted, is about a third done. A Marine also checking to see if there's any hidden expansion over there that he can pick off or deny, and a couple of ghosts are on the field as well. Nuclear missile on the way, so it looks like he's going to be going for a nuke push, perhaps forcing our Protoss player to back up while he takes down the natural expansion. And here come the ghosts forward. The nuclear missile is nearing completion, is 20 seconds away. Force field's going down for NrG's Monk, not sure what that was about. More units getting rallied to the front. The combat shield is also finishing up. The +1 infantry weapons is also getting started. Here come the ghosts, going to be running up the ramp. Scan going down, and there goes the nuclear missile. Force field's going down. Does the NrG's Monk notice? Looks like he's trying to range down the units on the low ground, but he does not notice. He's not using the Colossus to his advantage to take out that ghost, and looks like that nuclear missile will be falling down, and taking down 2 Colossus and the majority of the Protoss army. That single ghost trying to get away over there. He's getting chased after by those Zals. They are thirsty for his blood. He got a bunch of kills there, 11 kills, 2 of which were Colossus there. NrG's Monk feeling the hurt, trying to get up additional stalkers here. Another Colossus will be popping out. Even Colossus cannot weather the storm of a nuclear launch. Looks like a couple of stalkers out on the field. Those Marauders stimming up, and we'll be able to pick off a couple of those stalkers. And a Colossus popping out will be able to hold the ramp with a single hero ghost going to be retreating there. And Edge there getting a wonderful nuke off. I hope another is on the way. But it looks like he's gonna not be doing that in the near future. Third command center is on the way for Edge, and Monk also taking his third. Does not want to fall behind in terms of economy. It looks like the ghost does get taken out. A couple of Marauders out in the field. Stim going down, and it looks like the Zal's advancing forward as well. The Marauder stimming, trying to take out that Colossus. Colossus losing health very quickly. The Marauders the Colossus running away. That single Marine trying to do the damage, and it looks like it does go down. The Marauders playing Ring Around the Rosie, taking down that Colossus, running around that Colossus like crazy. The expansion's coming up, and it looks like that Orbital Command will soon be on the way to this new juicy expansion for Infinity 7's Edge. More barracks on the way, upgrades getting created as well. Barracks coming down over here as well. So our Protoss player is looking like he's in a little bit of trouble. The +1 armor is finishing up. Twilight Council coming up as well. No more Colossus. Actually, another Colossus coming out. Additional Colossi getting queued up in that micro. He did not macro, so it looks like he saved up a bunch of money. Queuing up 2 Colossus in here and still having 600 minerals left over in that bank. Third base is complete, but not mining from it. Still no transfer over yet. Observer is keeping watch over these units. Going to be lining up here, ready to take some roll call. Stim forward. I'm not sure what that was about. Going to be running back to base. Those guys are the ones that are trying to not participate in this battle. Going to be doing some drugs. It looks like finally we did see something click on the mineral patches, so finally a probe transfer is headed over to that third base. Could have gotten that up quite a long time ago. Chronoboost going down on something. More Colossus getting created, as well as the +1 ground weapons and the Zealot charge. Templar Archives also finishing up, going to be going for those cheaper Templar, and with those storms be able to rip apart Marine armies. It looks like Edge is going to be going for a double drop into the main, as well as a push towards that third. Gets caught by a couple of units over here, but that drop into the main will be free to take out tons of units. Probes going down left and right. Looks like Monk has not noticed yet. There is finally a pull of the probes, going to be able to deny the Templar Archives as well. A bunch of Zealots getting warped in and quickly taken down. A ton of money lost for NrG's Monk. His army is unsure of what to do. Looks like Edge is going to be able to stim and run in here and take out a couple of units as well. Looks like a Colossus finally reinforcing the main, and Edge gets away with the majority of his units. Going to be pushing in here, doing tons of damage to the mineral line, taking out tons of probes as well. 22 probes killed, and a couple of units coming in here trying to clean this up, but it looks like it's just not quite enough. And looks like a load up from those medevacs will be able to escape with the majority of those units. Sentries tickling the Marauders here, and the medevacs going to be able to escape. A couple of medevacs hiding in the back as well. Monk losing a ton of probes in that exchange. 32 probes killed off. And Edge here approaching max with his Marine Marauder ball. And those Vikings joining the field as well. Fourth base is incomplete. No SCV doing that yet. SCV finally headed over there to complete that expansion. Looks like another drop over here, going to be stimming up and possibly taking out that expansion. Looks like they might be able to get this Colossus trying to reinforce here, but it looks like that expansion survives with just 133 hit points. Monk a little bit too late reinforcing with those Zealots. He's lost so many probes here. 43 workers killed, and more drop in the main. Going to be cleaning up the main expansion and targeting down the robotics bay. No more Colossus for you. And that robotics bay does get taken out before it loads up, and they will be able to escape into the corner once again. Monk at 110 food, 199 food for Edge, taking a fourth and a fifth and a sixth base all at the same time. The +2 ground armor on the way for our Protoss player, going to be able to make those Zealots a little bit more resilient. A couple of units getting taken out over here. Scan going down, trying to pick off some Observers, Zealots, and Archons charging into battle. Looks like this Terran army is actually a little bit small, going to get surrounded by the Zealots and ripped to shreds. But finally the reinforcements arrive. Going to be able to take down a couple of units here or there. The Colossus and the Archon Zealots charging forward. Going to be trying to take that army down. Additional reinforcements going to be able to shore up this army and prevent our Protoss player from advancing out across the map. Another drop into the natural expansion, targeting down a couple of units here or there, and the probes getting wiped out as well. And additional up to 50 workers killed, and another push towards that third base again. Going to be targeting down that Nexus, I think. Looks like they're just after a couple of more probe kills, and the Nexus is also getting targeted down. 55 workers killed by Infinity 7's Edge. A couple of Marauders just retreating to this place. They've got nowhere to go. Probes chasing after them as well. And finally, Protoss is a little bit stable, but here comes a drop again. Going to be dropping off at the natural expansion. Impact going down, and we'll be able to take out a couple more probes. 60 workers killed, and the Protoss army is being pulled left and right, pulled back to deal the damage against this army. Finally taking it out. One Marauder does survive that drop, and he will be retreating to the corner, and more SCVs over here. A Warpin trying to deal some damage over here. Monk trying to put the pressure back on his opponent, but it's just looking like it's not enough. Our Terran army is still maxed, and here comes the Archon. Charged lot. Colossus Force. They're going to be trying to take out this Terran army. Looks like the Zealots are being ripped to shreds. +2/+2 on the way for Infinity 7's edge. And the Vikings tearing down those Colossus. GG from Monk. Well played. And this has been the game of the nuclear missile. Infinity 7 is up 2-0 now. We're going to be headed into game 3.